This is your news. I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to speak in English, just to have a bit more reach. So, architects, not victims. Flipping the narrative on the global Scot. So as we get closer to the May 2026 Scottish elections, I just feel we're stuck in a bit the same tribal rut. This pathetic victim mentality that we're some sort of colonised Celtic fringe, permanently under the thumb of England. So at your news, we try to push constructive realism and try to huddle off politics, try to stay away from politics. But I think you can completely flip this colonisation narrative on its head. It doesn't mean that our claims being a non-self-governing territory is any less valid, but I think we just need to look at the reality of it. Scotland leads and England tags along. And this goes a long way back. So we didn't just tweak religion during the Reformation, we democratised the mind. By 1696, we had a school in every parish. We had the most literate, socially mobile folks in Europe, while England took another 2 centuries to catch up. When Charles I tried to force his English church on us, Jenny Geddes chucked a stool at the Dean's head in St Giles. You'll see how that single act kicked off the National Covenant, forced the King's hand, and basically started the English Civil War. Even when, with the Glorious Revolution, England timidly said James II abdicated, we passed a claim of right in 1689 and told him he had forfeited the crown. We set the rules. And you see it today. Smoking bans, plastic bags, minimum music unit pricing, workers' rights, living wage. Scotland does it first, and Westminster eventually tags along. So, into the 1603 takeover and the Culross model. So if you really want to talk about colonisation, when James VI went south in 1603, it wasn't a surrender. He took an aristocracy of talent with him. It was a technological and administrative takeover. The king handed out patents and monopoly to his Scottish mates. The Duke of Lennox, the Bruce family, the Marquis of Hamilton. They didn't just join England, they treated it like a massive resource estate to be managed. And if you want the real start of the Industrial Revolution, you'll look at Moat Pit in Kilross. Sir George Bruce was running the most advanced industrial site on earth before 1625, using massive industrial wheels for drainage. King James actually told his English commissioners to go up and study the Scottish way. We provided the operating system, the complex gearing, the deep mining tech, the management structures, and England just provided the hardware and the coal. So the internal empire and the Prussian parallel. Now, if we're going to be honest with ourselves, we need to stop blaming the English for everything and apologise to the Gaels ourselves. The Scottish lowlands were actively dismantling Highland culture long before England got involved. Just look at the Statutes of Iona in 1609. That was a lowland, Scots-speaking establishment, forcing English on clan chiefs. The whole military occupation thing, that lowland versus Highland dynamic, that was our own internal empire at work, in my opinion. We essentially used English troops who died for us to secure our own economic freedom. We're building a nation much like Prussia. We built the boroughs and then brought in Flemish and Saxon tradesmen and created an absolute powerhouse of civic duty and commerce, a land of freedom. And Edinburgh was our Kaliningrad, the Athens of the North. We birthed the Enlightenment with guys like Hume and Smith, dictating the intellectual future while bypassing London entirely. The diaspora. Just look at how the Max, Andersons, our demographic takeover was staggering. After 1707, with Scotland's 5 universities compared to England's 2, we pumped out a surplus of doctors, engineers and philosophers. By the mid-1700s, there were 60,000 Scots running the show in London. We went south to build infrastructure. The numbers for colonisation are completely the other way around. Scotland went to England, not vice versa. And globally, the Ulster Scots provided the absolute backbone of the American frontier. I mean, just look at the surnames of British Prime Ministers, even Blair and Cameron. Just look at the US phone book, Australia, Canada. It's wall to wall with Micks, Andersons, Wilsons. Had we lost the Second World War, the Ulster Scots might have needed to relocate from Ireland like the Prussians did. So the Renaissance, we're getting our own language back. So yes, we gave up Scots to facilitate all that global trade. And that was unfortunate, but that's been completely reversed now. And there are so many inspiring things. You only have to look at Gordon Hay, getting an MBE and reading his Doric Bible to King Charles at Crathie Kirk. Or the brilliant documentaries by Colin Wilson. Or look at the Scots Language Awards. It proves to everyone that Scots unites the whole of Scotland, working class right up to royals. And with the Scottish Languages Act, we have a real chance to back that up with actual investment and to turn things around, to put things right for the Gaels, to make Gaelic equal with Scots and English. It's really important. And I'm not trying to belittle sort of Liberation Scotland's sort of colonisation sort of statements in any way, shape or form with this, but I think it's an insult to our ancestors to view everything as us being colonised. I just, but let me know what you think about this. I don't really want to do many more things in English. I think it's maybe just useful for you to hear that people who speak Scots can also speak English too. We're all bilingual.